Alright, we're having brief showers today, so I'm going to be flying around between the raindrops. This is pumpkin juice, which I've used once already. And I'll show you how you measure it. But because I don't have a real good setup here, I can't show me mixing it. So, you squeeze it into that little ounce container there, and then it's 1 ounce per gallon or 2 ounces per gallon, whatever your needs are. Right now I'm going to do 2, and then you pour it into your 2-gallon, there we go, watering can, which is always a little bit of a trick. Okay, so I'll do it again. Just squeeze. Up it comes. Oh, that sounds good. And then again. And this is a 2 gallons, so 2 more ounces. Well, that's not quite an ounce. There. Alright, and then just pour water in, and then I'll show you what I do with it after that. Alright, are we filming here? I think we are. It's starting to drizzle again. I don't know how much of this I'm going to get, because like I said, I haven't got the greatest tripod in the world. Someone asked me about those markings on the leaves, and that's a Corvette. I've noticed with Corvette early in the season it has those silvery markings on the leaves. I wasn't concerned about it last year, and this year I'm not concerned about it either. So, and as the plant grows, you don't see that anymore. So, we're not going to worry about it. Anyway, let's see if I can show myself watering a leaf here. It is drizzling, and this camera has enough issues, so I might be running out of here really quick. Okay, so just on the leaves, and we're going to get right next to Corvette, between the Corvettes is Dynasty, so we're going to get some of the Dynasty leaves too. And the bad thing is it's drizzling right now. So, but anyway, that's how it goes. And I'm going to have to put the camera in, out of the rain here. Okay. Thought I'd show you some of my favorite gardening toys. What brought this on was I was just at Burlington Coat Factory, and I found these gloves. And I'm always buying garden gloves, at least 1 pair every year, usually because they wear out. These have built-in claws on them, so you can dig in the soil. So I'm going to check those out. I do have severe arthritis in my hands, and there's a hair on there. And every little bit helps, so I get things like this. So I'm going to try those out this afternoon. And of course these are heavily used items. This I just inherited from my mom and dad's house where I used to do my gardening, and it's something I've been wanting for years because it's got 2 implements that I like on one one handle. It's a hand rake and a hoe, hand hoe. So yeah, that comes in handy. And again, these are heavily used. They're not clean. This is called a garden knife. And I use this to dig up dandelions and plant things, and oh my god, I use this for everything. And this is something you cannot get anymore as far as I know. This is a crack weeder. And I have a lot of cracks that need to be weeded in this yard, so it is coming in handy more than ever. Do love it. So yeah, and this is the other thing I inherited from my mom and dad. Whoopsie! That helps you when you're old and gray. Helps you get up and down. And yeah, I'm going to end this segment because all of a sudden it's raining again. It's still raining very lightly, but I'm going to try this again. It's not supposed to stop raining for a couple of hours, but it's not raining hard enough to get rid of all the debris on the sidewalk here. Well, whatever. I pulled weeds on the sidewalk last night, and I'm waiting for it to rain hard enough to get rid of all that mud. Anyway, this poor sunflower kept falling over. We had terrible storms in the last couple of days and kept getting pushed down. What else has happened here? Oh, I was going to spend the day weeding in preparation for the new fence, but apparently it's just going to rain all day. Anyhow, this is Henrietta. She has now found her permanent home and getting rained in really well. You know, they tell you always to water new trees and plants very thoroughly, and that's being done by Mother Nature. So, long life to her and her new home. And those are weeds. And let's see what else we can get into. It's just spitting. I think they call this spitting, not really raining. I'm just hoping the camera doesn't get damaged. Anyway, made a few mistakes last week when I was talking about my hostas. This is stained glass. This is not Big Boy, this is Big Daddy. And it gets almost as big as Empress Wu. This is the mystery hosta that I planted and immediately forgot what the name was. Should run it by a group of plant experts, hosta experts that I know on Facebook. And what else do I have here? Those are pink lily of the valley, but of course this time of year they're not in bloom. And this is Fire Island. And over here we have Empress Wu. Empress Wu ended up over here by the rhododendron because I read that planting her under a tree will result in a small Empress Wu. The rhododendron does not have a big root system, so it shouldn't interfere with this, so it should fill up the space nicely. And shade Fire Island even more because Fire Island is one of those hostas that is very sensitive to light. And over here we have, what's this? Blue Angel. Yeah, that's Blue Angel. Okay, so that's my mistakes from last week. Oops. I'm going to have to remove this because I keep tripping over it. Put it right there. And the rest of the stoop is going in either next month or the month after. So I am happy with it. Looks good. So I'm trying to remember what else we were going to talk about here. It's starting to get windy. So I wonder if it's going to start raining again. Oh. There's the lilac bush finally in place after waiting for a couple of months. And when they finally get here and mark out the actual property line, I'm going to put these guys in next to the driveway. Those are green gem boxwoods. So I hope they get here soon to market because these poor guys have been sitting in their little containers forever. Not good for them. We've got some. Might have a tomato, but I'm not sure. Yeah, we have some tomatoes down there, I think. Get my hand there so I know what I'm doing. Here, right there. Yeah, so those are the Cherokee Purple types. And here is Galahad, which has gotten huge since you last saw it. All that rain, we had over 2 inches of rain. And that is helping it quite a bit. And yeah, those are my gourds right there. And I should have watered them probably with pumpkin juice. But I'm not going to because they do have some fertilizer on them, some granular fertilizer that I'm using on many of the plants here. The peppers and the tomatoes are being fed with Mater Magic, which is a fertilizer that comes in a little container that looks like a tomato. And unfortunately I've discarded it already, but I gave them their second and last feeding the other day. And what do we have here? It's raining a little bit more, so I gotta close. But anyway, this is my Bush Champion cucumber. Doing very, very well so far. And the neighbors have their little garden there. And here's all my little sunflowers that came up on their own. All different kinds. The ones that I planted didn't do very well, but this corner's all filled up with ones from last year that came up on their own. So yeah, these are the ones I planted. They're kind of not doing great. But anyway, kind of disjointed this week. I apologize for that. But anyway, that's... Oh, Melrose peppers that I grew from seed are finally getting bigger. So they may actually produce something this year. Okay, that's all for this week. I'll see you next week. Yep, this is Rosie. Yeah, it's raining out, so I'm keeping her inside so she doesn't melt. Okay, see you later.